This is my song, Lonely Over You. Play it!
Hey, my name's Jordan Thiem. I am one of the directors on the music video for Lonely Over You by William Beckmann. We're at the Brauntex Theatre. This is my hometown. I spent a lot of time here as a kid watching plays, and we filmed William Beckmann here for the Las Posadas tour, and now we're doing a live version for Stephen Colbert show for the Lonely Over You saga, as it were, at this point. Yeah, excited to be here. So I think I met William at a house party at my house. My bud Jeremy was living with me, and then he said if he could invite his singer over, this new band he was in. And William came over, and we had just heard that song Bourbon Whiskey, so me and all my buds got drunk, and we were all holding arms and shoulders, screaming Bourbon Whiskey back at William while he just stood there and took it like a champ. And it was a lot of fun, really enjoyed it. And then as the story goes, Jeremy invited me out to shoot something for one of their shows at Whitewater Amphitheater here in New Braunfels. It was a blast. Just kind of been involved ever since. They bring me on to shoot, whether it's music videos or live stuff like this. It's just been fun to see the evolution of the whole thing now to doing this music video on film, and then to be here to do the taping for the Stephen Colbert show. Yeah, it's been a journey. My friend Jeremy, who's the drummer in the band and the music director for William, he showed me the song way early on, 2024. It might have been a demo at the time, but he showed me the song, and we were just kind of chatting about it. And he said, this kind of reminds me of that 1970s TV studio vibe, and it took me to the Johnny Carson show. And if we were in 1970 on the Johnny Carson show, what would that look like? William is so good at this crooner performance. It seemed like the perfect world to try and recreate for the song. And then I think a full year went by before we actually were able to, pitch it to Warner and to William and his management. And we ended up doing it, which was awesome, like a full year of ideating the whole thing in prep. And there was a lot of hurdles trying to get it done, but then to finally be able to shoot it on 16mm Kodak film, it was an honor to get to do that, and pretty cool to see it come full circle. Yeah. So while we were talking about concepts and what props we would use, the world that we were trying to rebuild for the music video, we always had the dream of shooting on 16mm film, but it kind of seemed a little far-fetched. Everyone, it's always a lot of money to do that. You got to nail it. There's only so much film, and then just pray that the film comes back and it all worked. So we just had talked about it, and then finally, I think we're 3 weeks out from shooting. Maybe we were going to shoot on an Alexa, but about this time, I was bringing on my friend Wes Ellis, who's the co-director on this, and Wes and his DP Eric, who DP'd our shoot, had just shot a short film called Neuro, and they shot the whole thing on 16mm film, same era, that 70s kind of noir, film noir. And we all looked at it with Beck, and actually I think it was Beck that said, like, why don't we do that? Like, why aren't we shooting on film? And then me and Jeremy kind of looked at each other like, why aren't we doing that? That sounds really good. Like, can we get you a number? And so within that hour, I had texted Wes, like, hey, run me numbers real quick. What does it take to get this done on 16mm film? And then he sent it back, and then me, Jeremy, and Beck discussed it and how important it could be to the art of this whole thing. And ultimately, Beck greenlit it, and after we had pitched it to Warner to make sure they were okay, it all came together, immediately called Kodak the next day, and they were nice enough to throw in a full roll for free, just for the project. So when you shoot on film, you don't have a way to review your footage. You could record it to a screen, or you could, we had an iPhone that was recording our monitor. But it takes a lot of guts, really, to go down that route and then, believe that you got what you shot. I knew when we made this decision, this is not my wheelhouse. This is not my expertise. We needed the people that were confident in this format to make it happen. And Wes and Eric were the obvious choice. They have so much experience on this format. And anytime I think I started to feel uneasy or I was just questioning things, I could simply go ask a question to either one of them, and they were able to explain the process or the fix. Shooting on film, there's no do-overs. What's on film is on the film. What's cool about that is the dynamic on the set really changes, because when cameras are rolling, the cameras are rolling, and that's what you have. Everyone focuses in. You have, I think we would do about 2.5 minute, 3 minute takes. And it was really special, because when you're shooting digital, which we do on 99% of everything that I shoot. I'm not really worried about it. I'm piecing things together in an edit on my computer later on in my head, and I have terabytes and terabytes of problems that I can have. But when you're shooting on film, it's, again, the stakes are higher, and you told these people that you would deliver a product. So to have people like Wes and Eric on your team, it just takes all that pressure off and just allows you to be creative. And 10 out of 10 would do it again. Can't wait. Can't wait for someone to give me money to do this again. Yeah, so it's Texas. It's the hottest day so far in the year. And I've asked all my friends to wear turtlenecks, jackets, put on a ton of makeup. We're gonna put these really hot lights in your face. And then at our studio, unfortunately that day in Studio A, the AC went out, which was brutal. And honestly, shout out to Aduro, because they went and immediately found these big box AC units and brought them in. But for a while, we were like literally sweating it. Like, how were we gonna pull this off? It's 85 degrees in here right now, and it's 9 a.m. And there's a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of just effort that's gone into this moment. So for a minute, I remember me and Jeremy looked at each other like, what are we gonna do here, bud? Like, how is this gonna pan out? Aduro went and found the box fans, brought them in. It got down to maybe 79, 81, so still a very unpleasant temperature to be in, full gear. There was makeup coming out after every single take to keep their skin tones flat and to keep the gloss off. It was an experience. It was a little dicey there for a minute. This whole music video, so many things had to go right and fall into place to make the concept work. It makes me think of Martin Perry, who drove from DFW. I was looking for these vintage broadcast cameras. I thought that would really help sell the world. And they had them in Atlanta, New York, LA, but nothing in this kind of central, US territory. And then finally I got a lead about this guy named Martin in Dallas. And cold called him a week before the shoot, and like, Martin, my name's Jordan, you don't know me from anywhere, but shooting this music video would be super sick to have vintage broadcast cameras. Do you have any, or do you know a guy? And Martin basically said, I'm your guy, what do you need? So I pitched it to him, and he just said, yeah, I'm in, get me a box truck and I'll drive him down. So immediately called our producer Haley, got him the box truck, and 2 days later he had these massive vintage broadcast cameras, and he was setting them up for us, and it was really cool to see his hobby come to life on film. So much so that we needed more extras, and I asked him, like, hey, do you want to be in this thing? Because we could really use you. And he just said, yeah, sign me up. So we took him to wardrobe, he got dressed up, came back out, and he's all across that whole video. So just moments like that really brought the whole thing together and made it really special. And then to do that and see Martin just having a blast while we're shooting everything, and everyone's just vibing, all my friends out there doing what they do best. I don't even know if I could explain how many connections there were on that set, whether it was friendships or previous, work friendships, to just the start. Like, Jeremy Wolda was one of the producers on this whole thing, who I've known for 15 years, one of my best buds. And Haley was the other producer who I've known from Key West for all these years. And then to see my friend Wes co-directing with me, or my friend Edward, who flew in from Brooklyn to be the photographer. Barbara, the lead female, was his boss at a previous job. Barbara was Wes's boss at a previous job. My wife was the second person on screen with William. She played a producer role. And my sister, and we have this coffee shop, and a lot of my employees were there being PAs, first ACs. It was a lot of friends that came together to make this happen. And any point, if it were stressful, you could kind of just look around and see your whole network of friends and kind of just laugh about it, where it's like, well, I guess wouldn't want to do this with anyone else, so I might as well just, kind of keep going. I think it takes a lot of trust, in this case William, from him to allow us to do something as, I won't say crazy as this, but I mean, it was a risk for sure for all this to come together. And I think from my point of view, to earn that with someone like William, I think you really just need to listen a lot and to observe, and particularly with him, I've just had years of experience watching him and how he interacts with people, what he responds to, what he doesn't respond to, kind of what makes him tick. I think to earn that trust, you really just need to stop and listen and understand. And it's fun to do this and to direct something like this, but ultimately the whole goal here is to further William's career. Whether it's William, a corporate client, a narrative film, I think just truly sitting back and understanding like what is the end goal here and what is the best steps to take to get that. I think with this one particularly, putting all of your friends in one room on one of the riskiest shoots the artist has ever done, including William's sister, is probably the best way to make him feel comfortable and to make the vision come to life. So I think to earn the trust of someone like William to do something like this, you really just need to stop and listen, understand their creativity and their passions and what they respond to, and where they want their career to go ultimately, and who they are as a performer, and just try and bring that to life. You're just trying to bring that out of them. That's it. Every single person that's there on set, including your crew and your friends and whatever, you just want everyone to be able to operate at 100% capacity. So build that world for them to do that, and then really for me it's just sit back and then tweak it, or hey, think about doing this, or think about going here. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, is it tape? What's on the table? There you go. The evolution of William's song "Lonely Over You" is pretty cool. We've finished the music video, and now today we're here filming a live version at the Brauntex that's going to go on the late night show with Stephen Colbert. Quick turnaround. We shoot it. We got to edit it. It's streaming 2 days later. So again, we bring our friends together to kind of make this whole thing happen. And I've sort of imported my living room as the set. In the true spirit of the Lonely Over You video, bring your friends together, try to make something happen. And yeah, this is gonna be a great shoot. I'm excited to do it. It was great to have all my friends on this set. Shout out to my friend Tanner Davis, who was there and shot BTS. He was in the film as well, shot on a Scoopik 16mm, which made it into the music video. Shout out to him for directing this behind the scenes video. Couldn't do it without him and all my friends that were there. The call sheet that day was 35 people deep, and this project could not have happened without all of their effort and support, and grateful for every single person that showed up that day and brought their A game. Couldn't have done it without you.